Well, hello. I feel as if we've already met, but I just wanted to take a quick moment and introduce myself. I'm Leslie Lindsay Davis, and I wrote for you the book You Can't Eat Love. And I am just so grateful that you are here. Some people ask, why did I write the book? Well, the reason is really you. You are the reason that I wrote the book because I realized that there were a whole lot of other me's out there that needed to learn the lessons that I had learned so that they could start living their best life as fast as possible. Now, think about, the last time that you watched a really good movie or read a really good book, didn't you hurry out to tell your very best friend about it or to tell everybody that you knew about it? Well, it's kind of like what I wanted to do with this book. I wanted to tell you all of the amazing secrets that I uncovered as I went on the journey to lose almost 100 pounds. And now, let's see, I reached my destination in 2017, and here we are this many years later, and I still have kept it off, and I still use the tools, I still use the tips, I still use the tricks that I share with you each and every single day. In fact, it's because of these tips and tricks and tools that I am able to not allow those bad days overcome me, because learning to love myself, I learned that it is okay to feel, it is okay to hurt. So anyway, enough about that. I'm sure you're quite interested to know how all of this came about. So first of all, you've already read the beginning of the book, the paragraphs that I wrote on Mother's Day, and that is how the story did come about. And it wasn't until I really sat down and started thinking about all the lessons that I learned that the rest of the story unfolded. And as I said, I realized that there were a whole lot of other me's out there that were waiting to hear the story. Now, this website is about me, but this website and the Facebook group and everything else that I do is for you. So I need you to tell me what it is you need from me so I can help you. Not just get started on the journey, not just stay in your car, but to continue on the journey. Because even though you reach the last page of the book, even though you reach the very last page of the book, I still want to be with you on the journey. I still want to help you. So you can continue to reach out and let me know what it is you need. Because remember, this website and the Facebook page, it may be about me, but it is for you. So please take full advantage of it. And you can always email me or message me. My email is leslie@youcan'teatlove.com. Now, as I was writing the book, I realized that there's a lot of exercises. I don't know about you, but I recognize that homework is how we practice things. So I thought as I was writing the book that you needed the opportunity to take some time to pause, to breathe, and to do the exercises on your own so that you could make them apply to your life. Because my life may not look like your life, and you know what? That is okay. But I wanted you to have an opportunity to practice for your life. Because truthfully, we're all just actors on this stage. And if we don't practice, well, then we end up with what we have. So that was why I created the workbook. When I began the book, I did not anticipate having a workbook. But as I progressed through the book, as I progressed writing the book, I realized that you needed some extra tools. Because it was one thing, as I said, for me to tell you, but it's another thing for you to apply it to your life and to see how all of this applies to your life. Then, with the workbook, you can always go back and you can refer to it. Now, just like with all the rest of this stuff, let me know what else you need so that I can help you. Because this is about you. This is for you. So if you struggle with something in the workbook, if you have questions about it, if you need to go deeper on something in the workbook, just reach out, let me know, and I'm happy to figure out what we can do. I'm right here, okay? Now, when I finished writing You Can't Eat Love. I sent it to my youngest sister, who happens to be a counselor, and she returned it to me telling me that it was great. She said, "You do realize that you're going to need an emotional journal to go with this?" And I said, "Really?" She said, "Yes, you can't leave the reader without a place to put all of this stuff that you're digging up." So I sat down and I thought about it. And what I created was, "So I said to myself." That's kind of shiny in the screen, isn't it? I created "So I said to myself." And the reason it's called "So I Said to Myself" is because I couldn't think of anything else to call it. And my sister, the same sister that read it, said she had a friend who was always saying, "So I said to myself." And I thought, well, that's a great title. And the reason that I added the quote from Nietzsche on here is because, truthfully, why we go on this journey is really so powerful. So I wanted you to have an opportunity to just start writing and having a conversation with yourself and learn how to talk to your very best friend in the whole wide world. Because we're on a journey, but the only person that's with us all the time is our very best friend in the whole wide world. And I'm quite certain you, like me, as you began the journey, even as you started reading the pages that I had written, I'm sure that a lot of stuff started being stirred up, and you wanted some place to put it that was safe. Well, the journal gives you that opportunity. I've got writing prompts in there just to help you. Now, I'm not saying that you need to continue using this journal even years from now. You can switch to just a regular notebook. I've got several that I use, and I'm always looking for really cool journals because that's what I write in on a daily basis. I try and write at least 3 pages of a conversation with myself each and every single solitary morning. Why? Well, because I'm always available to listen to me, and writing it down helps me get it out of my head, helps me to make some sense out of all of the crazy thoughts that I've got. And after all, isn't our mission to fire the hamsters that are running around in our head? Isn't our mission to put the pet suppliers out of business because we've sent all those hamsters back? Well, that's how I do it. I write it down. I have those conversations with myself. Do I ever reread it? No. And you know what? That's okay. When I finish one, I take it, I throw it on a shelf in the closet, and there it sits. Someday, maybe I'll look at it. Someday, maybe I won't. Someday, when I'm gone, my kids may find them. Someday, I may just destroy them all. I don't know, but you know what? I do know. What I do know is I took the time, I had that conversation, and it really made a difference. So that's why I created the journal, just to help you get started. Get started on your journey to having that conversation with your very best friend in the whole wide world, but also to help you get the thoughts out of your mind so that you can begin getting control of them. So there. And of course, because we are on this journey and we need to be aware of what we are eating and what we are drinking and how we are moving, I created the Fit and Food Journal. And what I did with this was, from the front, you've got your exercises. So you can track your exercises that you're doing. And then you turn it upside down and you've got your food. So you're reading it from the same direction. It's just a matter of which way you have it turned as to which end you're on. Because what we don't track, what we don't measure, we're not responsible for. Because how many times do you not write down the foods that you're eating, and then you lose track of whatever the heck it was, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning you wake up and you go, oh my gosh, I did eat half a cup of rice instead of a third of a cup of rice. Do I still weigh and measure? Yes, every single day. Why? Well, that's one thing that's a gift that I give to myself, because I want to make sure that I'm being mindful of the food that I'm eating. Because remember, we're learning how to eat to live, not live to eat. So I use the Fit and Food Journal that I created because I can track my exercise, and I can have conversations with myself, and I can track my food and have conversations with myself. Because not having a conversation with myself, I discovered, was the worst thing that I could do. Because what happens then is all those hamsters start running around in my head. And that's not useful. That's not helpful. So just like with everything else, if you think of something that I can give you, that I can do for you, some way that I can reach out to you, let me know, and I'm happy to help. Now, I do offer coaching, and so you can reach out, and I'm happy to do that. I do that on weekly basis. You sign up for a month, so that's 4 sessions. I'm happy to do that. If you just want to have a chat, let me know. I can do that. But really, to be successful on this journey, you need to do 3 things. You need to be honest with yourself, you need to track, and you need to plan. And if you need help with any of that, I'm always right here, and I'm happy to help you, happy to help you figure it out. And if you think that you would benefit from a little bit of extra one-on-one work, I'm available. So, welcome. Please remember, the website and the Facebook are about me, but they are for you. So please use them. Know that that's where I will be dropping all the podcasts that I do, any blog posts that I post, anything that you want more information about. Be sure and let me know, because if you're not talking to me, I can't answer your questions. I can't help you. So truly, I am right here. I am a real person, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you. So in the meantime, you have a fabulous day, and remember, you are enough.